You built the house. Foundation, walls, roof, shield, and vault. But a house does not stand because of what you built on day one. It stands because of the rhythm you keep every week after. Here is the uncomfortable truth about money. Most wealth does not fail because the plan was wrong. It fails because nobody stays at the controls. 7 out of 10 wealthy families lose their money by the second generation, and 9 out of 10 by the third. The structure almost never collapses on its own. It collapses when the operating rhythm stops. That rhythm is the keystone. A keystone looks like just another stone, yet the entire arch hangs on it. And in this finale, I am going to hand you the operating system that keeps everything you built upright for decades. Let us define the problem precisely. An arch can stand for 1,000 years with a single stone removed at the top, the keystone. Remove that one stone, and the whole arch falls. Your money works the same way. Every piece you have built, the cash, the insurance, the investments, the shelter, the vault, they are all separate stones.
What holds them together is not any one asset. It is the cadence that reviews them. Research on more than 3,000 families found that the leading cause of failed wealth transfer was not bad investments or bad legal work. In about 6 out of 10 cases, it was a breakdown of trust and communication inside the family. The mechanics were fine. The operating system was not. That is the quiet failure mode. Nobody notices a structure decaying slowly because nothing dramatic breaks at first. You only discover the missing keystone years later when the whole thing comes down. Most families run on what I call emergency finance. There is no rhythm, so every decision becomes a crisis. The roof leaks, and you panic buy insurance. The market drops, and you sell at the bottom. A relative needs money, and you make an emotional decision with no framework to guide it. A study of very wealthy families found that almost 8 out of 10 had unplanned, spontaneous money conversations, and a quarter of those people later regretted them. Decisions made in the moment, without a meeting, without roles, without agreed rules, or how money quietly drains away.
And the saddest part is that these are usually good people making honest mistakes. They simply never built the cadence that would have caught the problem early while it was still small. So what does the operating system actually look like? It is not complicated. It is a cadence. Weekly, you take 30 minutes to look at the dashboard. Money coming in, money going out, debt, and cash. Think of it as the instrument panel of your financial machine. You're not looking for answers yet. You are looking for changes, anything that moved, anything that looks wrong. Weekly, you do not decide much. You just look. Monthly, you go one level deeper. You review the numbers, you check that automatic transfers fired, and you note anything that needs a decision. Quarterly, you do the real review. You look at the whole structure. Insurance, investments, shelter, and vault, and you rebalance anything that drifted. This is also when you check the debt and liquidity dashboard, because debt is a stone that can drag the whole arch down if nobody is watching it. That is the whole machine.
A light weekly look, a deeper monthly review, and a full quarterly audit. Cadence is what turns a pile of good intentions into a system that runs on its own. The second half of the machine is automaticity. The single most powerful money habit is not discipline. It is design. When you automate the boring steps, you remove the need for willpower entirely. Retirement research shows why this matters. In plans that automatically enroll people, participation soars to about 94%. In plans where people have to opt in, it falls to roughly 2/3. Same people, same income, completely different outcome, just from making the default work for you. So build the same trick into your own life. Payroll moves a percentage into savings before you can spend it. Transfers fire on the first of the month. Investments rebalance on a band, not on emotion. You make the rules once. The system follows them forever. Automaticity is not laziness. It is the highest form of self-discipline because it protects your future from the version of you who is tired, stressed, or distracted. And keep a little liquidity on purpose. Automatic does not mean locked up. A small cash buffer that you can reach without penalty is the oil that keeps the whole machine from seizing up in a crisis. Now the part most people skip. The money may be yours, but the structure you are building will outlive you. That means it belongs to more than one person. Family governance is the agreement about who does what, who decides what, and what the money is for. Start with the money conversation. The average wealthy family does not begin talking about money with their children until those children are about 31 years old. By then, the habits are set. Start earlier, in age-appropriate ways. Run a regular family meeting, once a month, 60 minutes, on the calendar like a dental appointment. Give everyone a role. Write a short values charter, what the money is for, what it will not be used for, how decisions get made. And do not forget your partner. Financial intimacy means a standing conversation where you both see the full picture, the debts, the risks, the plans, so that no decision is ever a surprise to the person standing beside you.
This is the difference between a fortune that survives and one that dissolves into silence and hurt feelings. Let me give you the 4 traps that break the keystone. 1. Treating money talk as rude. Silence is the single biggest killer of family wealth. It is what turns inheritance into shock. 2. Running on emergency mode instead of cadence. If you only act when something breaks, you are always a crisis away from a bad decision. 3. Mixing roles. The parent who is also the judge, the trustee, the teacher, and the banker. One person carrying every hat is how resentment builds. 4. Teaching kids by hiding. Children do not learn money from lectures. They learn from watching how you handle a bad month, a surprise bill, a windfall. If you keep them out, they inherit the money without the wisdom. Teach them to manage an allowance, to save for a goal, to see money as a tool. You can educate children without ever revealing the full size of the vault. So here is the Keystone Cadence framework. 5 rhythms that lock the arch. Rhythm 1, the weekly glance.
30 minutes, dashboard only. Rhythm 2, the monthly review. Numbers, transfers, 1 decision. Rhythm 3, the quarterly audit. Whole structure. Rebalance, update the debt and liquidity dashboard. Rhythm 4, the family meeting. Roles, values, and a real conversation every month. Rhythm 5, the annual architecture audit. 1 day a year where you sit down with your whole advisory team, the attorney, the planner, the tax person, and you review the entire structure. You update the vault after any major life event, a marriage, a birth, a death, a move, a new business, because a plan that is never updated slowly becomes wrong. And you ask the question every keystone needs. Is the rhythm still working? Keep these 5 rhythms visible. Print them, pin them to the fridge, set a recurring calendar invite for each one. A framework you can see is a framework you will actually run. Here is the keystone test. It is 1 question. If you disappeared tomorrow, would this system run without you? If the answer is no, you have not finished building. You have only started.
That is the whole story of this series. Week by week, you laid the foundation of cash, raised the walls of insurance, built the roof of investing, added the shield of shelter, and sealed the vault for the next generation. None of it holds without the keystone. So run the test this week. Schedule the weekly glance. Automate 1 transfer. Book 1 family meeting. Start the rhythm and let the structure carry the rest. Subscribe if this series helped you think about money as a building. And when you are ready, share this with the person you are building it with. You have the foundation, the walls, the roof, the shield, and the vault. The keystone is the rhythm that keeps them standing. Start that rhythm this week.